Living fossils. The horseshoe crab. Greetings! Today we are with a 150 million year old horseshoe crab fossil. It was discovered in Germany. It belongs to the Jurassic period. The Jurassic period is quite well known as it's been mentioned in movies about dinosaurs. 150 million years ago might sound like a long time to you, but the oldest known horseshoe crab fossil is in fact 445 million years old. Horseshoe crabs came into existence suddenly in the period following the Cambrian. As you can see, they have survived till today without undergoing any changes. They are a rare species considering the fact that many species from this period went extinct. The history of life is quite contrary to what evolutionists like to claim, because evolutionists fail to offer an explanation as to how all the known species came into existence at once in the Cambrian period. Furthermore, they always assert that these species somehow underwent evolution. However, we see that they have always remained the same. That is to say, they all appeared at once, fully formed, with all their inherent attributes, and they have continued their existence, preserving these attributes without evolving or undergoing any changes. This is what the history of life tells us. The famous paleontologist Stephen Jay Gould also agrees with this fact, saying that all living beings emerged suddenly and fully formed with all their inherent attributes rather than gradually evolving from common ancestors. And they have continued their existence, preserving these attributes without acquiring any new ones or losing the present ones. This is the most fundamental rule of life as shown by the existence of paleontology. In their 445 million year existence, horseshoe crabs witnessed 4 major mass extinction events that resulted in the extinction of the majority of all life forms on our planet. There were 4 such events. The first occurred 450 million years ago, and more than 20% of all life forms suddenly went extinct. The next one occurred about 200 million years ago, and this time 57% of all life forms became extinct. And we know that in the other 2 events, where between 10 to 20% of all life forms died out. And the last mass extinction event happened about 65 million years ago, resulting in the end of the era of the dinosaurs. This particular animal, which has continued its existence for 445 million years, witnessed all these mass extinctions. Now, the known factors that cause these mass extinction events are giant tsunamis, meteors, flood basalt events, or massive earthquakes caused by continental drifts during the formation of the great continents. For example, central Anatolia was previously a sea, but as a result of a massive earthquake, that sea was displaced and horseshoe crabs have spent their 445 million years of existence witnessing such massive events. However, as it is seen, external changes do not cause alterations to the DNA, which is the most fundamental rule of genetics. The horseshoe crab is one of the greatest proofs of this fact. All fossils are concrete proofs of this fact, and the horseshoe crab is one of them, since it has been in existence for 445 million years. In other words, it came into existence 445 million years ago and still exists today, and it shows no difference whatsoever. What does this tell us? The imaginary history of life, as put forth by evolutionists, where life forms supposedly evolve from a common ancestor and give rise to other life forms, is not real. What is real is a history of life in which life forms came into being with their inherent attributes, and since then, the diversity of life forms have gradually declined as a majority of them went extinct. The history of life is created by all-powerful, almighty God. Horseshoe crabs offer us significant medical services, and they are used in medical products. Their most well-known characteristic is the blue color of their blood. Instead of iron-rich hemoglobin, which gives human blood its red color, their blood uses a copper-rich pigment called hemocyanin, serving the same function in their blood as hemoglobin, and that pigment gives their blood its blue color. With regards to their blue blood, which is used for checking the purity of many medicines, curing blood coagulation disorders, as well as the treatment and diagnosis of cancer, these animals have been put at the disposal of humanity by God for medical purposes, mashallah. Therefore, horseshoe crabs are beneficial life forms, as well as being one of the greatest pieces of evidence refuting the theory of evolution.